Alright folks, we're back, and this time we promise not to get political anymore because I'm tired of fucking complaining about Nazis.
Okay, instead of getting political, can I talk about shit about why I fell out of the political world?
What did I just say?
Fair enough. It has nothing to do with Nazis, I promise.
Alright, carry on.
Okay. So, I'm not sure if I've ever told you this, but,
You've told me!
Basically, because of my uncle, back when I was taking poli-sci, like, someone, I don't know who, would, like, check in on my academic records, because I was, like, shortlisted for, like, this Young Liberals thing, and, like, basically I got a lot of offers to join a lot of political parties and a lot of political movements. Even the conservatives made a play, but, after I got denied entrance to a Stephen Harper event, I kinda decided no. But, basically, there was a thing where it became common knowledge amongst political circles that I attended no classes for my economics, either micro or macroeconomics class, yet was still pulling a grade in the mid-90s. So that was the thing.
That's worthy of taking note.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a yellow part.
Neat. But, yeah, basically, because of my uncle, he pulled a favor with someone, where had I actually followed through with my poli-sci and econ degree and everything, I'd have had an internship waiting for me with someone in the cabinet, but I wasn't allowed to know who. At least not until the event occurred. And, granted, this was prior to my uncle being named to the cabinet, so perhaps nepotism. But, it was a thing where, like, I'd get yelled at for nepotism by, like, other people in political groups, and I'd be like, okay, A, I haven't pledged my fealty to a political group, thank you very much. And B, I'm actually good at this.
Yeah. Like, you've clearly demonstrated an aptitude for coasting through life.
Just like a politician should.
Yeah. I mean, it's an important skill. I mean, fuck. Like, I could blame you for that. Fucking Patrick's still convinced I'm Mr. Magoo my way through every day. Just falling ass backwards into money.
Oh, this is a new level.
Oh yeah, I remember this place was neat.
I've basically Mr. Magoo'd my way into a love life. I still don't know how that's happened.
Yeah, I Mr. Magoo my way into a lot of things. I will admit, I have ludicrously good luck a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Not on camera, but I mean, like, in general, I will fuck something up, and it will still be okay. Yeah, but yeah, fucking... Politics are weird, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I want to get off. Let's fucking talk about something else.
Oh, man. Actually,
Here goes his arm.
When I was a page in the legislature, there was this thing where, like, there's a tradition where you always get taken out for free lunch by the MP that is of your district when you're a page, as sort of like a thank you.
Yeah.
And, like, it became quickly apparent.
Oh yeah, one of your partners is dead. Maybe you should go pick her up.
Fuck. Where is she?
She's behind you somewhere.
I'll find her. Where's she?
Right there.
But, yeah, like, there was some obvious favoritism because people knew I could be trusted to not, like...
Give a shit?
Yeah. I know for a fact I handled at least $500 in cash on one instance.
That's impressive.
Yeah. I think that may have been the test, actually. Like, if that $500 made it to where it needed to go, I could be trusted.
Yeah.
But, there was this thing where, when I was first, like, this was like grade 7, so I was really starting to get into the world of politics for the first time. And I was talking to one of the representative who was, like, supposed to take me out for lunch, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, so, I've been here for, like, 2 weeks now. And I can't help but notice that during those 2 weeks' time, no one has ever actually answered a question. And, to which the response was, you're taking an interest in politics then? And I'm like, and I can't help but notice that you didn't answer my question right now. And he's like, You really seem to have an aptitude for this. And something about, do you see a future for yourself in politics? And I'm just like, well, fuck, I know when I'm getting stonewalled. So I immediately turn back to him, and I just give him this look, and I'm like, so what's good at this restaurant? And at that point, they sort of understood where I was coming from. Like, you can stonewall
you learn
me.
fast,
You
child.
can stonewall me all you fucking want. I'm gonna stonewall you right back.
I think that was his way of saying, good child, you've learned.
Yeah, at that point he's like, the steak is good. And he stopped stonewalling me about the steak at least. Because at least we had that in common.
Yeah, you can agree on a good steak.
Yeah, and to his credit,
Most
it was a
people
good steak.
can, actually.
To his credit, it was a really good steak. But yeah, it was like that was.
Oh yeah, this boss.
Oh Jesus, what is this spider monstrosity?
It's a good question, I don't know.
It looks like a GM centaur.
It looks like a fucking Necron, is what it looks like.
Yeah, kind of.
Like, I would not be surprised to see this on a fucking battlefield in Warhammer.
But yeah, it was. There have been a few.
I actually don't know if this thing is actually from anything. I'm gonna look it up. Keep talking.
But yeah, there have been a few instances over the years where, like, okay, because I grew up in such a political family, I had to mature real quick when it came to conversation. So I came to understand real quick how shit works. Like, who gets to talk when, exactly how far you can press a certain topic, so on and so forth. And there have just been so many fucking times where, because I'm young, someone's been like, yeah, I can just dodge the question on him and it'll be fine. And then I'm like, no, you fucking can't. And it's like, there came a point where, like, that's, I think, why I wasn't allowed in the Harper events.
Because you know things, you know how shit works, and they don't like that.
Well, like, in my defense, fuck.
So, I found this thing, the Gel's Gi.
Yep.
Gel Gi. I have yet to determine, or have yet to, okay, here we go. GSD, what the fuck is GSD? Gundam Seed Destiny. From Gundam Seed Destiny.
Oh, that explains why I've never seen it.
Yeah. And it requires 3 people to pilot.
But, yeah, like, when I was in college, I decided,
It was
like,
made by the Earth Alliance?
really?
Were they the bad guys in that? Because
I
this looks
don't
like
know.
a bad guy thing.
I don't know. I didn't watch Seed.
I mean, I'm not wrong, right? Like, this looks
Yeah, it
evil.
looks pretty sinister.
This doesn't look like the weapon of heroes.
But, like, okay. When I was in college, I decided, like, I've basically been exposed to nothing but left-wing politics for most of my life. I'm going to attend literally everything.
Really broaden your horizons.
Yeah. And the first thing that happened was a Jack Layton talk, so I went to the Jack Layton talk. And then there was a thing with my uncle, so I went to the thing with my uncle. And then there was a Green Party thing, so I went to the Green Party thing. And then there was a Harper thing, and they told me no.
Fair enough.
And,
Your
that-
sword is clipping into one of your shoulder guns.
that was when, like, I'd hard determined I would never be conservative. Like, fine, you're gonna kick me out of your events, I'm never gonna support anything you do.
We'll see who has the last laugh when you don't get my vote you were never gonna get.
Well, that was the thing, like, even when I was a page and running around in like, the house, holy shit!
That's an eyesore.
Yep. Even when I was running
Their
around...
thrust capacity is always cool.
Nah,
You don't like going fast?
not really. Not with boosters, anyway. I hardly ever use the damn things. But, like, even when I was running around the House of Parliament passing notes for people
Yeah.
and getting paid to do so, because fucking politics is weird. Like, every so often...
I'm assuming this job fell to the wayside with the popularity of text messaging.
No, it's still a thing. They still hire 7th and 8th graders for, like, 2-month periods to go and pass notes around.
Very bizarre.
Yeah, it's called being a legislative page.
Alright, gotta fucking...
Wait, this was the finals.
Yeah.
Why am I in the finals qualifiers?
Tour final.
Oh, god damn it. Let's fight nostalgia.
Fuck it, why not? Fight the abstract concept of nostalgia.
But yeah, I remember it was constantly a thing where, depending on the conservative, like the specific one, it was either they'd insult me, they'd insult my uncle, or they'd try and recruit me. And I'm
that
like,
last group was probably the smartest.
yeah, until I decided that I was just going to not do politics. But, like, again, some people clued in that I was smart, other people just hated me for my family.
So besides your uncle, did you have any other politicians in your family?
My father was heavily involved in union politics with Hydro One.
Oh, okay.
In fact, there's still a slideshow for Hydro One's union that I made that still might be a thing.
Huh.
Because my father was really, really bad with computers.
Fair enough.
At least when it came to software. And, basically...
By the way, you can mount those guns and they're pretty powerful.
Basically, I had to write a thing on his behalf. Or I had to do a PowerPoint on his behalf. Because he could not figure out how to do a PowerPoint.
I believe that's your teammate there, yeah.
Well, fuck. Oh, Jesus, I'm dying.
Yeah, you're not doing great.
Yeah, standing still on that thing did not help me.
This is why I still keep that healing boost thing in my repertoire.
Well, I still have the one healing thing up there, see?
Yeah. I use the super powered heal though.
Oh, shit.
It also lets me get my fucking teammates back on their feet.
We're actually getting high level drops.
Yeah. Well, you're in the finals.
That's true.
I think, like, to a certain extent, just your position in the fucking game will also start dropping you more good stuff.
Yeah. I have to admit, it was kind of a boost to the ego whenever someone tried to, like, recruit me to some political movement or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like being recognized as valuable. It was nice. And, like, I tried not to be rude to anyone.
It's always the best way. You never want to make enemies, especially not from politicians, because they're spiteful assholes.
Oh my god,
Oh, I do. I have some idea. Like, fucking... You know of, like, parliamentary politics. I know of small village politics where fucking family feuds are laws.
fucking... Okay. I'm gonna talk about some old politics here for a second. But Dalton McGuinty, do you remember him?
Vaguely.
He used to be Premier of Ontario. And he was the most arrogant son of a bitch I have ever met. And he was a fucking stooge. And he was too stupid to realize that he was a fucking stooge. And that's why they got rid of him. You can say whatever you want about Kathleen Wynne. The reason she's in charge now is because McGuinty was such a shit. And everyone hated him.
God damn.
Like, I swear to... The best line I ever heard from him is, I don't watch the news, I make the news. And just... Oh my god, he was the biggest prick. And, like, he was... He did not understand that he was a figurehead meant to not do or say anything offensive. Because this was coming out of, like, a conservative deficit of unprecedented proportions in Ontario. And all he had to do was just keep his fucking mouth shut, and he could not do it.
I mean, he pretty much was handed just, like, the best possible situation for his fucking party.
Yeah.
Things are actually going well for once.
I was there for the conversation where they were talking about removing him. Like, the older, whiter people that actually run things that I told you about.
Yeah.
I was there for the conversation.
I don't remember if you told that story on the... I think you did.
Yeah, how everything's not run by old white people, it's actually run by, like, albino skeletons.
Yeah.
But, I was there...
Mr. Burns, pretty much.
I was there for the conversation where they were talking about removing him.
Violently?
And not violently, but having him retire. And, like... Normally I don't say anything because, like, I'm the kid in the room. I don't have an opinion. I don't get to have one. I'm too young. but like one of the someone said look, Dalton McGuinty has to retire, and there was like a general agreement. And for the first time in that room, I said something, and the only word out of my mouth was "good," and like they looked at me, and like I got a thumbs up from one of them. And
the boy learns. In a couple centuries, he could be one of us.
And like someone came to talk to me later and was like, "What do you have against McGuinty?" And I'm like, "I was a legislative page. I dealt with him on a daily basis for 2 months. I never want to see the fuck again."
And then Skeletor just wrote your name down in his Rolodex for people to call later.
And Skeletor's just like, yeah,
I remember that prick. He promised me he would give me He-Man.
There was
I still don't have Castle Grayskull.
Someone said something about him being abrasive. And
that was putting it lightly.
Yeah.
I've fucking seen interviews with that fuck. And I already am like, I don't think you're the kind of person people like to associate with, are you? Like, Harper's the kind of guy who just doesn't seem capable of making friends. This dude doesn't seem the kind of person capable of doing anything but antagonize people.
Oh, man. That will go down in, like, one of the highlights of my life. When one of those old white skeleton men was like, "I agree with this young child who has spoken up inappropriately at this meeting."
I like this upstart with his running pulse. We need some moving blood in this. Instead of the chronography dust. I don't know when my mind switched these people from just really old to literally the undead, but they're not going back.
They basically were. But like it was the one time
they're like that fucking Rothschild guy who's had like at age just over 100 had his like 7th heart transplant. Yeah. And everyone's like, "What's the point?" And then it's like, "Oh right, fucking with enough money you never die." We'll see you next time, folks.